What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for tuning in to a video where I'm gonna buzz through 5 quick reviews for some new products I've been using. All of them are from the drugstore, so let's go ahead and get started. So first let's start with kind of a second look review. I had talked about this e.l.f. eyeshadow quad in a recent first impressions haul, but ended up not using this in favor of some other things that I was more interested in. But now that I've had a chance to use this guy, I want to share my thoughts. So this is the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow quad in the selection Hot Jalapeno. It's the only one of these that I have, but when I say I'm impressed, boy, is that an understatement. There are 2 shimmers in this kind of greeny leaning gold, a light lime green, a medium matte mossy green, and then a deeper matte forest green. And each one of these shades really exceeded my expectations in terms of pigmentation, ease of blendability, especially with the matte shades. Sometimes those can be hit or miss with any brand. They can be patchy or chalky, and that was not the case with any of these. You do obviously have some shade limitations, like there are only so many configurations you can do with this guy. That is something I've run into, but in terms of having a good go-to quad that makes an easy, multi-dimensional look with shadows that you know are going to perform well, these are pretty nice. And I actually asked you guys in the Instagram tutorial that I uploaded of a look using this, which I will play right here in case you're interested, but I asked you guys what your experiences were with the other quads in this collection, and there were some mixed reviews. For the most part, a lot of you said that a lot of the quads are overall of similar quality. There are a few exceptions, but I asked because I enjoyed this so much that I'm tempted to get more. Like, that's how good it is. So in case you were curious about these quads, guys, they're pretty good and worth checking out if you're into like a really good prearranged color combo that you know is going to come out great every time. Next, I want to talk about some neon liners from LA Girl. In a recent Get Ready With Me, I talked about how ColourPop and their cream gel liners, they have a ton of fun shades, but almost all of those that I have these days have been discontinued. They're no longer available, and I always feel bad when I use those kinds of products here on the channel if you can't get your hands on them, because it's kind of like, what's the point? How are you going to recreate the looks if you're inspired by them? And so in that video, a lot of you guys recommended that I check out these new neon liners from LA Girl, and they are both neon eye and lip liners. I am sure that is due to ingredient purposes as to why they distinguish between an eye and a lip liner, because mostly the pink shades, like these, are neon lip liners versus these, maybe not that one, are neon eyeliners, but a lot of you guys said you did this. I personally have done this. You just use them for both. Anywho, these did not disappoint either. I'm super pleased to say that they are ultra creamy, like every bit as creamy as those ColourPop liners, every bit as pigmented as those ColourPop liners. They're actually not only good for lining, but also smudging and spreading across the eye space overall. They're not so waxy that they're going to be like kind of clumpy. I recently did a dupes video where on one side I did a drugstore liner and then a high-end Marc Jacobs liner, and although the coloring was very similar, the drugstore was so waxy, like you could tell it was not meant to be spread over a wide surface area because it was patchy and clumpy and sticky. It just not good compared to the higher end version. And these spread flawlessly. You can use them as a liner, you can use them as a colorful base. They're going to be beautiful each and every way. And the lasting power is good too. I'm actually, with this green look that I'm wearing today, which is also using that e.l.f. quad I just talked about, I'm using the green neon liner. This is in the shade Gotcha, and I put that in the waterline. I know it's probably hard to see from this far away, but you can see up close. It really goes on smoothly, nicely, and this I have had on for, gosh, at least 4 hours at this point, which might not seem like a long time to some people out there, but I personally have real issues with any kind of liner sticking to my waterline, and so this is actually pretty good for me. So just frame of reference in terms of lasting power on the waterline, this is pretty good. So thank you to everyone who recommended these. They're a great alternative to those ColourPop cream gel liners, which, although they are amazing, you can never guarantee which shades are actually going to be in stock or just permanently done away with. So these, I have a feeling, will be sticking around for a while in case you want to check them out. You're looking for a fun, colorful liner to play around with that won't break the bank either. Now let's talk about an LA Girl product that I don't love as much. I actually picked up quite a few in that same order where I got those liners, quite a few other LA Girl products that I've talked about already here on the channel, so I'm slowly making my way through them, using them and sharing my thoughts, but I haven't talked about this yet. This is the Pro Contour Powder. It has a matte highlight and a matte contour, and my shade is Natural. It's actually if I'm remembering correctly, a relatively wide shade range, so that's nice. But my gripe with this, and it's probably more of a personal problem, I don't really know how to use a matte highlight powder. It's not a setting powder, like it's not good for my under eyes. I am more clearly a glowy highlight kind of person, and so whenever these duos come across my collection, I only ever use the matte contour powder, and to me, like, that's half of the product going to waste. I much would have preferred having a solid pan of matte contour, kind of like they do with their blushes, which, by the way, are phenomenal. But I much would have preferred just having a full pan full of matte contour as opposed to this split pan situation, because I really do like the contour shade. It's cool, it's buildable, it's what I'm wearing today, and I think it's awesome. For a matte shade, it really blends beautifully and flawlessly. I just don't know what to do with this matte highlight shade. So can someone fill me in? Am I missing out on some life-changing aspect of a matte highlight shade? I just find even when I use it as a highlight on the tops of my cheekbones, it looks chalky and dusty and dry and just not as healthy as a more shimmery, illuminated sort of glow. On the other hand, if you are in the makeup know and you have a use for a matte highlight shade, this could be a good duo for you because you do get both, but would have loved the option of not having that in there. In case that wasn't clear. Of course it was clear. Let's move on. Okay, next up we have a disaster. So Revlon, it collaborated with the Wonder Woman franchise to create a collection. They sent what I think is the whole thing to me. Unfortunately, the eyeshadow palette shattered, but I slowly but surely been trying these things over the course of the last, say, week, with the exception of this product. This is the Liquid Armor Glow Pot in the shade Golden Lasso. There's only one shade in this collection, and I have no words except no. So when I first opened this, I thought this was supposed to be a facial highlight, similar to something like the Butter London. They have like a gelée, or it's a jelly highlight that goes on your skin but dries down pretty much to a powder or like a fully dried down finish. It's a thinner texture, it feels like water on the skin, so it's just like very layerable and easy to play with and works well in conjunction with the rest of your makeup, right? Or you can use it underneath your makeup, another great use for it. Kind of what I thought this was going to be, but the second I swatched it on the back of my hand, I was shocked by how thick it is. It is like rubbing a Vaseline or like a lip gloss on the back of your hand rather than like a facial product, and it doesn't dry down. It just stays tacky. It feels like there is this occlusive layer on your skin, kind of like a lip balm, but I actually went back to the PR materials to make sure that I was using this correctly, and yeah, it said it is jelly-like texture, glides onto skin for a buildable champagne gleam finish. Like, this is supposed to be used for your face, but this is a texture that I wouldn't and actually haven't put on my face because it is so thick and glossy and gloopy and not a winner for me. Maybe I should try it on my lips because, again, it is very much that texture, but it was just so funny when I was opening up all these products, just kind of mindlessly taking the wrappers off. I was on the phone with my sister and I took a little dab out of this and started rubbing it on the back of my hand, and I was so shocked at how it wasn't soaking in that I had to stop the I had like a visceral, audible reaction while I was on the phone with my sister. She was like, "Is everything okay?" I was just like, something's not right with this texture, and I had to pull out anywho, that's overly negative, but I share that to really underscore how surprised I was at the texture of what is supposed to be a facial product that I don't think is. So, would love to know if you guys have come across this, purchased it. Do you love it on your face? Do you more so use it on your lips, or were you just as surprised as I was? Let us know down in the comments below. Also, to counter that negativity for a quick minute, because not all of the products in this collection were bad. That one was just like shockingly bad. Today, I'm actually wearing one of the shades from the Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Gloss collection that they must have come out with this collection because it has the Wonder Woman emblem here up top. It is in the shade Birthday Suit, and that is what I'm wearing on my lips right now. I love this formula, the formula of these vinyl lip polishes, and this shade in particular is a really nice, natural looking, dusty, rosy mauve. So it's not all bad. They have some really fun lipstick shades, and I have still yet to try the Eyeshadow Transformer in Stick, so let me know if you want to hear my thoughts on those, but It's not all bad, just that one thing. Okay, now let's finish up with something fun. Let's talk about some glitter. So, also from LA Girl, I picked up 2 of their glitter eyeshadow toppers. One is the shade Ooh La La, which is a mixture of both pink and silver champagne shades. And then the other shade I picked up is called Hollow Glam, and that's what I'm wearing over my e.l.f. quad on my eyes today. And it's a really fun shade in that it looks like it's transparent white or even nothingness from some angles that then shifts into this boldly iridescent purple at other angles. So it's actually a really good, let's call it an entry level sort of glitter. If you're not into the full on, chunks that are visible from as being glittery from a distance, this is really more of a subtle glitter. Is she wearing it? Isn't she? We don't know. We love a makeup mystery. This Hollow Glam is just a really good one to add a little bit of interest to your eye look if you don't want to take it up all the way to like a glittery 10, if you know what I'm saying. So it's also very similar to a glitter I've talked about here before and used in a tutorial from a brand called Dear Katie Brown. She's a Texas-based makeup brand, and she makes really multifaceted glitters. So hers is called Killer Queen, the one that's similar to this glitter. However, hers offers a bunch of different glitter sizes in the same sort of pot. This one just has one glitter size, so it's a little bit less interesting in my opinion, but very, very similar effect. These are also suspended in sort of a jelly-like medium, so it's not like they're loose glitters. Loose glitters tend to intimidate me because of the mess potential they have, and so these, because they stay very neatly in a pot, you dab your finger, or if you want to be extra safe about it, go in with a brush like I did here today, pat it in there, pat it on your lid, and it's like the cleanest glitter experience in your life, which are not 2 words you hear used together often, clean and glitter. So if you're looking for some beautiful, affordable, relatively mess-free glitters, these are a good way to go. So those, my friends, are all of the new products I wanted to talk about here today, but I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried these? What do you think about them? Are you trying other new things that are out there? Because let's be honest, it's hard to keep up. There's something new coming out all the time, so let us know what newness you are trying down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and besides that, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.